You are born behind the towering walls that protect your entire life. Your parents live in Shiganshina district, a place on the edge of Walmaria. Your father works as a carpenter, fixing old homes and making simple furniture. Your mother sells warm bread and roasted nuts from a small stand. You have a younger sister named Mira. Each morning, you wake to the smell of fresh dough. You hear the steady hum of carpentry tools. You feel safe. The walls seem solid and everlasting. Danger feels far away. In your earliest memories, you learn about the Titans. Neighbors whisper stories of giant figures that roam outside. Some say these creatures are mindless. Others say they were once people. You see the soldiers from the garrison regiment patrolling the top of the wall. Their faces look calm. You trust that the walls are strong and that the soldiers know their duty. You are just a child. You run through narrow alleys with other kids. You chase each other, laughing as you bump into stone walls. You believe the world is simple and that your home will remain. At age 7, you help your father with small tasks. You pass him nails and hold planks in place while he hammers. He promises to show you the bigger district someday. Meanwhile, your mother teaches you how to knead dough. She shows you how to shape bread and roast nuts without burning them. You feel proud to contribute. Each evening, you share dinner with your family around a wooden table. The food is humble, but you are happy. Life is peaceful within these sturdy walls. School days begin for you when you turn 8. Your teacher explains the history of the 3 walls, Maria, Rose, and Sina. She says the king built them long ago. She also tells you that beyond the walls lies a world of titans. She warns you of the dangers lurking outside. You study basic reading, writing, and arithmetic. On breaks, you and your classmates swap rumors. Some believe that the outside world holds riches. Others think it's just emptiness. You are not sure what to believe. Still, the curiosity grows in you, hinting that more exists than you can see. One afternoon, you watch the members of the Survey Corps return from a mission outside. Their uniforms are dirt-stained, and many are wounded. They move through the gate with vacant eyes. The streets fill with whispers. Another failed expedition. Some voices call them reckless, but you sense they are brave. They risk their lives to fight titans and learn about the outside. You see a scout with a bandaged arm. He looks broken, yet proud. That evening, you ask your father why they bother going beyond the walls. He says they seek hope. He says, one day, you might understand. You are 10. Everything changes. It happens on a day that starts like any other. You and Mira play in the street, enjoying the mild weather. A loud roar shatters the peaceful sky. You look up and see a massive shape looming above Walmaria. That figure is colossal, its flesh exposed. You see steam rising from its huge body. In an instant, it kicks a hole in the gate. You freeze, terror crashing into you. Fragments of stone and dust fill the air. People scream as the wind howls. Titans begin to enter Shiganshina, unstoppable and hungry. You grab Mira's hand, but the surging crowd separates you. You lose sight of her in the swirling dust. Your heart pounds. You call her name, but your voice is lost in the chaos. Burning houses and panic cries surround you. The garrison soldiers rush in, shouting evacuation orders. You race to your home and find your mother there. She holds your arm, desperate to locate your father and sister. You flee toward the boats by the river, praying you will find them there. Instead, you find only more frightened faces, all struggling to escape the approaching titans. At the dock, the crowd is huge. You and your mother manage to board a small ferry. The soldiers push it off into the water. Behind you, a titan leans down, grabbing people who could not fit on the boat. The screams tear at your soul. You see giant hands close around helpless neighbors. Smoke and ash choke your lungs. Tears stream down your mother's face. You look away, unable to help. The ferry crosses to the other side, where refugees gather under the shadow of Walmaria. Your world, once secure, now lies shattered behind you. You search for the mass of people for your father and sister. They are nowhere to be found. grief wraps around you like a tightening rope. Your mother kneels beside you, trembling. You try to comfort her, but you are both too scared to speak. The day drags on. Night arrives, cold and pitiless. Soldiers pass out rations of bread and water. You chew mechanically, hardly tasting anything. When dawn comes, you and your mother join others walking along muddy roads. You head for Walrose, leaving your past behind. Everything you held dear is lost or broken. In the weeks that follow, you live in a cramped shelter near Walrose. It is a bare space with too many people. The king's decree forces many refugees to take on difficult work. You help load supplies and gather crops in the fields. Your mother grows thinner, anxiety etched into her face. You fear she blames herself, but you do not know how to reassure her. Every day feels like a climb up a steep hill. Stories spread that you can join the Cadet Corps at age 12. There, you could learn to fight Titans. Many see it as a hopeless cause, but you feel drawn to it. Perhaps you want revenge for what happened to Shiganshina. Perhaps you hope that by joining the military, you can find answers about your missing family. Your mother hesitates, worried that she might lose you too. But your resolve is strong, and you head to the training grounds, determined to stand against the monsters. Cadet training is brutal. Instructors shout from dawn until dusk. You learn about the three-dimensional maneuver gear. It lets you zip through the air using gas-powered grapples. At night, you share a cramped bunk with other recruits. Many orphans, like you, haunted by old nightmares. Over time, you form friendships. You meet Rolf, a cheerful boy with strong arms, and Lena, an introverted girl whose family vanished. You help each other survive the harsh drills and harsh words. Month after month, you study Titan anatomy. You practice hooking onto wooden dummies and slicing at pretend napes. You learn basic self-defense moves on the training field. Some cadets quit, unable to handle the stress. You stay. The memory of that colossal figure at the gate drives you onward. You recall the faces of people devoured by Titans. Your anger and sorrow fuel your training. You push your body to endure more pain. You notice your skills improving, bit by bit. Each success feels like a small step toward protecting the people still left in your life. 3 years pass. You are 15 when you graduate from the Cadet Corps. You are not the top, but you are skilled enough to choose between the garrison, the military police, and the Survey Corps. The military police only wants the top 10, so that path closes for you. You think about joining the garrison. It is safer. Yet, you remember the scout who once passed through Shiganshina. You remember the Titan's massive face looming over the wall. You choose the Survey Corps, aiming to fight beyond the walls. Your mother cries softly at your ceremony, but she supports you. The Survey Corps welcomes you with stern faces. They warn that most new recruits do not survive their first expedition. You see veterans missing limbs or covered in scars. They teach you advanced ways to handle the gear and how to ride horses in formation. Soon, you set out on your first mission beyond Walrose. You feel dread as you pass through the gate. The open fields stretch for miles, dotted with hills and the occasional forest. You spot Titans in the distance, trudging aimlessly. Your heart pounds. Every rumor you heard becomes real the moment you see them. You ride with your squad into a skirmish. The commander barks orders through signal flares. You launch your grapples into a Titan's shoulder to swing around and slash its neck. The blow is messy. It does not slice deep enough. The Titan's hand reaches for you, and you freeze in fear. At the last second, your squad leader saves you by hacking the Titan's fingers away. You catch your breath and try again. That night, the Survey Corps returns with fewer riders. You sit by the campfire, remembering the screams and the blood. In the months that followed, rumors spread that some of your friends might be Titans in human form. Reiner and Berthold were mentioned in hushed tones. You denied it at first, thinking it impossible. Then came the day they revealed themselves. Reiner turned into the armored Titan, Berthold the colossal Titan. Chaos erupted as they battled the scouts. Your sense of trust crumbled. If these quiet, familiar cadets could be Titan shifters, then what else had been hidden from you? Struggling with new doubts, you tried to hold on to hope that Mira was out there. If humans could transform into Titans, perhaps your sister was trapped in some nightmare or stranded in a corner of the land beyond the walls. You did not know. You simply searched for a reason to keep going. Meanwhile, the Survey Corps made more discoveries about the true nature of the walls. Whispers said the walls were made from Titan-like abilities, and that far beyond the sea lay enemies who hated you. You learned about Marley, another land with advanced weapons and a deep grudge against the people inside the walls. Suddenly, your fight was no longer just about Titans. It was about survival against other humans who viewed you as devils. You felt your world grow larger and more threatening, filled with enemies you had never imagined. Still, you bore your gear, replaced broken blades, and carried out your orders, because the alternative was giving up, and that was not an option you could accept. Battles against Marley's warriors shook you to the core. Gunfire and cannons brought a new kind of terror. You soared between rooftops, using your gear to dodge bullets and slash at Titan shifters. Friends fell around you. Sometimes you saw frightened children in the ruins, reminding you of Mira. You tried to guide them to safety when you could, but the scope of the war was too large for one person to fix. Through it all, you returned to your mother whenever you could, though those visits became scarce. She always asked if you had any news of your father or Mira. You had no good answers. Each goodbye felt like it could be the last. Yet you pressed forward, believing that you still had a role to play in shaping a future free from fear. Now you stand on a high wall at dawn, watching the sky change from gray to gold. Your heart is heavy with the loss of friends and family. Still, you have grown. You are no longer the boy you once were. You have fought Titans, discovered deadly secrets, and faced betrayal from those you once trusted. Yet, despite the grimness, you cling to hope. You dream of a day when there are no more Titans or wars. You know the path ahead is uncertain. Each new mission might be your last, but you tell yourself that your sister could be out there. You may never find her, but that faint hope steadies your blade when you face the impossible. You fight not just for yourself, but for every person who still waits for peace behind these walls. Though fear gnaws at you, a small voice inside urges you onward. You are part of humanity's last stand, and your fight is far from over.